Hi all, welcome to another video. This is a continuation of my last video, that is creating an Azure VM through Azure portal. So in that VM creation, I have accessed the VM through the RDP file from our desktop or laptop. But I said in the video that there is a better way to access your virtual machine, and that is through the browser itself. So in this video I'm trying to um, demonstrate how you can access your virtual machine using your own browser. The method is called Azure Bastion. You can say it as a method or a service. It's Microsoft called it as a Bastion service. So using the Bastion service, you can access your virtual machine using your browser itself. That is the most secure way in the modern cloud. So if you have not you watched my previous video, I will leave the link in the description uh, regarding the creation of Azure virtual machines. So in this video I'm just trying to enable the Bastion service in the virtual machine that I have already created. So here I am in my Azure portal. So I'm just going to virtual machines. This is the virtual machine I have created earlier. Just going to click on that. So here previously I connected using the RDP method, but there is one more method, connect to a Bastion. It is not enabled right now, so I'm going to configure that. I'm just going to the left side. Here it's mentioned Bastion. So the explanation is here. Here Azure Bastion protect your virtual machines by providing a lightweight browser-based connectivity without the need to expose them through the public IP address. So it's a better way to access your virtual machines. So here in this steps there are two methods, deploy Bastion or configure it manually. So I am going to click on configure it manually. So just click on the configure it manually. So here the subscription I have already selected, the resource group also selected. You can mention the name of the Bastion service here. I'm just giving the name like cloud migration. Okay, the region is the same as my resource group and the virtual machine, and the tier. So there are three tiers available: developer, basic, and standard. So I recommend you to go with the standard for the full feature. Um, if you want to experience the full feature of the Bastion, but if you are just trying to set up the Bastion for testing purpose, you can go with the basic or developer, but I always recommend to go with the standard one. So here I am going with the standard only. You can see the complete difference between standard, developer, and the basic in the official Azure portal. So you can see there are many differences between developer SKU, basic, and standard SKU. The standard one contains the most of the feature. So you can see in the below, it will support disabling the copy paste activity between the VM and your desktop, and this VM audio output that is accessible in all the three SKUs. But some important things are this one, shareable link. This is only accessible in the standard SKU, and upload or download files to and from the virtual machine and your system, that is also available in the standard SKU only. Similar to that, host scaling, then for connected to Linux virtual machine using RDP, these features are all available in the standard SKU only. So I recommend to go with the standard SKU. See, this disable copy paste will be very beneficial when you are creating the VM for some third-party vendors or external people, so you can protect your company's data. So I'm just going again to the portal. So I have selected the standard one. Now the instance count. So the standard one, you can increase the instance count, but the lowest one is 2. But in the basic, the minimum count or the maximum count is 2 only, 2 instance. But in the standard one, you can increase the instance count. So basically what is instance count means, um, instances are Azure managed virtual machines that Azure creates when we create a Bastion service. So basically, two instance means it is a two virtual machine, but it is managed by Azure itself. So the using that service only, we will be able to access the our own virtual machines through the browser. So the instance count two means uh, in single instance, it will support up to 20 RDP sessions. So basically, if the instance count is 2 means it will support up to 40 RDP sessions, and for one instance it will support up to 40 SSH connections, and for two instance it will be around 80 SSH connection it will support. So it is depend on how many users it's going to access at a time. Those things it will depend. So the minimum thing you can uh, check as 2. If you want more users to access in future means you can increase the count at that time. So it's better to select the standard tier. It also depends on what kind of task you are doing inside the virtual machine. So if you are running some high intensive workloads, the some number of sessions will be it will impose a very high load on the instances you are creating. Also it may be affect the number of RDP sessions uh, you are trying to connect. So Azure tells that for medium workloads it will support up to 20 RDP sessions in a one instance. So that you just keep in mind. So the instance count I'm just keeping the uh, minimum as 2. So it is enough for me because I am the only person I am right now going to connect with the VM. So next we need to enable the virtual network. So I have created one virtual network already. So you can see one error message that to associate a virtual network with the Bastion, it must contain a subnet name with the Azure Bastion subnet and a prefix of at least /26. So in my virtual network there is only one default subnet, and it does not contain a subnet called Azure Bastion subnet. So I need to create one new. Um, so why this it need to be /26 means, as you can see the instance count, uh, the explanation Bastion standard SKU can support up to 2 to 50 instances. So basically the instances are Azure owned virtual machines, so it is needed IP address. So once you scale up, if the virtual machine or instance count will increase, so each instance need separated IP address. So by subnetting with /26, that subnet will contain at least 50 IP addresses. So when the instances scale up, for each instances it will get separate IP address. That is the purpose of creating a new subnet and subnetting with the /26. It will at least need 50 subnet addresses. So here the default one does not support this creating the Azure Bastion service because the subnetting was different in the default subnet. So I just need to create a new subnet for the Azure Bastion service. So click on manage subnet configuration. Here you can add a new subnet. It's called Azure Bastion subnet, and the subnetting should be at least /26. It is the Azure recommended. So you can see how many IP addresses it's going to create. The NAT gateway, security group, route table, everything you can keep as default. I'm just going to save it. So it is having 59 IP addresses. Just going back to create Bastion. So this subnet is now visible here. I'm just selecting the subnet I have created. Then next one is the public IP address. We need one public IP address to associate with the Bastion service. So either you can associate any existing IP address that is not used anywhere else here, or you can just create a new IP address. So I'm just creating a new, because I already have a public IP address, but it is already associated with the VM. So I'm just going with another IP address, that is cloud migration develop IP, and the public IP address SKU is standard one. Next, go into advanced. So this is the main functionality when you select the standard SKU. So either you can enable the copy paste, or you can disable it, and I'm just enabling this shareable link. The rest of them either you can enable it or disable, but the shareable link is the one it's mostly usable. So it allows people to log into directly to your VM without logging into the Azure portal. So if you are creating some virtual machine for some external vendors, you can just create the link of that particular virtual machine. So once they click on that link, it will directly open the um, virtual machine in the browser, and they can input the password. They don't need to log in via Azure portal. That is the main benefit of that. So next time going to tags, selecting the environment and the value as development. Next I'm running the validation. So validation is successful. I'm just going to deploy it. Okay, so now the deployment is completed. Now I'm going to the resource. So currently there are no sessions created. So one thing I forgot to tell you while creating the resource is that Azure charges for Azure Bastion service in the hourly rate. So it depends certain factors, what SKU selected, standard, basic, developer, etc., and the data transfer rate, and some other factors. So it's basically billed hourly. So just keep that in mind. And one more thing, the Bastion service you deploy it is not for single virtual machine. So it is deploying to an entire virtual network. The same Bastion service can be used by n number of virtual machine in the same virtual network. So I'm just going to my virtual machine. So here I am clicking on the connect to via Bastion. Okay, so here it is showing that two methods, RDP or SSH. The port number is default one. I have not mentioned any other port. This is configurable in the standard SKU. You can mention any of the other ports also, but I just using the default port for the RDP. You can change it in the Bastion settings. Here the authentication type VM password only. So I'm just typing the user name and password. Ticking the open in a new browser tab, just clicking on the connect button. So you can see my virtual machine is loading in the browser itself. Okay, now it's I logged into the virtual machine via browser. So this is the better way to access your virtual machine, um, rather than using the RDP file and accessing it from your system or laptop, because it's more secure. And also, if you go to the Bastion service, you can see the current session here. You can monitor how many sessions or how many users are connected to your virtual machine. That is one cool feature. And another feature is this shareable link. So here you can add one link. So it's creating a shareable link. So you can see the link here. See the link. So this is very beneficial when you create some virtual machine to the employees inside your organization, or some employees or vendors outside your organization. So they don't need to sign up or sign into the Azure portal to access the virtual machine. Instead, they can directly visit this link to access that virtual machine. So I will show you how to do that. I'm just closing the existing session, just copying the shareable link, copying it. So I'm just pasting it in a new window and clicking on enter. So you can see this window like that. So just enter the username here. Sweat. Now click on login. So you can see, using that link, I was able to log into my Azure virtual machines without logging into the Azure portal. So in this private window, I was able to log in. So this method is very useful when you want to give access to some third-party vendors access to your virtual machines. It's very secure. You don't need to provide the entire Azure access. You can only share this link to the persons via email or any other method. They will directly get access to their virtual machines. So this is very useful feature. This feature is only available in the standard SKU. So that's why I recommended standard SKU for creating the Bastion service. So if you go to session again, you can see the new session. The old session is closed and the new session which I have opened in the incognito window is displaying here. So in a single instance, it will support up to 20 RDP sessions. So 20 RDP sessions can be used in a single instance. Here I have logged in from a single session. So similar to that, if you have more number of users, means they can up to 20 sessions can be opened simultaneously. So there are many other settings you can do it in the configuration window, like Kerberos authentication, copy paste, disable native client support, IP based connection, shareable link, that you can enable or disable it in the configuration step. So that's it about today's video. So thanks for watching my video. If you like my content, just hit the like button and subscribe my channel for more videos like this. Thank you for now.